LANDAU efirdədir.
Hello everyone, welcome to 4th episode of Lions Talk. I'm Nurlan.
And I'm Jahan.
And today our guest is Miss Aysel Məmmədova. She is head of secondary school of international stream of LANDAU School. Welcome Miss Aysel, it's great to have you here.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
We're really glad you could make it. And let's get started.
And my first question is, which achievements at LANDAU you're most proud of?
Interesting question. LANDAU Secondary School has been functioning for 8 years already. We had 8 academic years. And when we established the school, we had a vision. And the vision was that someday we will be a huge community, a big family, whose members will be more than 1,000 people. And I'm very proud that today we have a community of more than, I guess, 5,000 people. And this makes me so happy because having a sense of community, belonging, and whenever you're going in Azerbaijan and sometimes out of Azerbaijan, someone will recognize LANDAU, and that is an amazing feeling.
And our next question would be, how do you support and motivate teachers across all campuses of LANDAU School?
Another interesting question. Supporting is my job. I have to support all teachers and students and even parents as a leader. Motivation is harder because if a person wants to motivate people around them, we need to motivate ourselves as well. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And thinking about it, I always tell my teachers that everyone has a bad day. No matter what happens, you have to think about your end goal. What are you doing as a teacher, and what are your expectations from not just teaching today, but from general, what are you doing? And the answer is that you are contributing to the future of the society. So whenever you walk into your classroom, you're not just teaching for a day, you're not just teaching a certain topic, but you are raising the next generation. And flipping the perspective in such a way, teachers remain motivated because they know that their work is not just teaching, but their work is building the future of Azerbaijan. This is how we all stay motivated in education.
I agree, that's a great feeling.
Okay, Ms. Aysel, as you said, LANDAU is a big community. Is it really challenging for you to manage all these campuses and etc.?
Yes, secondary school is located in 4 campuses. And managing multiple campuses can be very challenging, but also it's very inspiring, despite the fact that it's located in quite distant places from each other. I try to make sure that I am visible and I am available for each campus. And then the second challenge for me is to align the campuses so that students of a certain campus feel exactly the same way as the students of another campus, and that the teaching and learning is happening equally good in both campuses, in all campuses, I would say. Yeah.
And how do you keep the same education quality across all campuses?
Yeah, when it comes to quality, no successful business or no successful project can be possible due to one person. There's always a huge team behind it, and thanks God, I'm very lucky to have an amazing management team in all campuses, and I would like to take an opportunity to thank them from here. They are amazing, and they are dedicated, loyal, and they love children, and that is why I am very calm enough to leave one campus for another, knowing that others will take care of it quite well. So it is a teamwork and it's a collaboration.
If our school were a personality, how would you describe it?
If our school was a person, he would definitely be an ambitious person. And that person would be very confident and competent and driven. They would want to achieve certain heights and be the best. And so generally, to summarize, it would be a very successful person. So this is how I see Landau as a person.
And how do you define success? What is success for you?
Before I would maybe say that it's student results, outcomes, exam results, but now I say success for me in education is having happy students, happy children. If students go to school and wake up in the morning and say that I'm so happy, I'm eager to go today to school because I have certain teacher or I have certain project to submit, and they are happy about it and excited about it, that's, I think, is success. It's the a synonym of success.
Okay. And a bit an off-topic question. Back in the day when you were a student, were you a humanities student?
It's interesting. When I started secondary school, I was into history, ancient history. I loved it. And then I moved on to learn about sciences. And then I loved biology. And I even remember that my science teachers called my dad and said that she should be a doctor. And then I told my parents that I cannot handle blood, so I will not be a doctor. And then I switched back to humanities. So yes, I was a humanities person, and then I ended up being a world history teacher. Yes, and then from there I moved on to management.
And what is your favorite historical event?
I've never thought about it. Actually, history is quite interesting. At every point of history, there is something remarkable to look at, to be in awe and say, wow. But yeah, I cannot clearly identify a certain point, but I think having the wars end every time and peace building is what is actually good about history, learning that every conflict has a resolution, every war has an end, and this is good. So I don't have a particular date or event
Thank
to
you
mention.
so much.
And what do you think, which skills do the students need for the future?
Which skills do students need for the future? There are basic skills, learning how to learn. Even this is the most important skill you can get in school. But then there are also 21st century skills. I guess IT literacy is one of them. You have to be IT literate, and AI literacy, I guess. So if we look at the core skills, it is definitely critical thinking skills and communication skills. So to summarize, critical thinking, communication, and then adding to it 21st century skills will make you a successful person.
What about teamwork?
Yep, collaboration is very important. I wouldn't say it's a skill. It is something that we have to do again and again and learn from it. And school is the perfect platform because you guys are all divided into classes, and then within the classes you have different projects. So you are always in different certain groups. And this is how we build the foundation of collaboration in you, which you will further take to your university and then your careers.
Thank you. And do you think that being emotionally intelligent is an important skill for a student?
Yes, and thank you for reminding me because I forgot about it. Yes, emotional intelligence is as important as any other skill in 21st century. And I would say not only in 21st century, it's essential for us to understand to digest the emotions of people who are in front of us, and also, to empathize with people. And we teach empathy at LANDAU School as well. We tell students to understand other students if their feelings are hurt or if they need help. So definitely it's important.
And we also have 5 core values of LANDAU. Which one is your favorite of them?
There's no favoritism in values.
Yes.
All 5 are very important. Respect and responsibility are, it's essential. It's a human value. It's not only a school value. Every human being should be respectful and should have responsibility. And then integrity is such a big concept. Doing something correct and write always when no one is watching you, when everyone is watching you, whether you are in spotlight or not. If you're doing something right and helping out others, helping yourself, it's very important. And of course, perseverance is definitely, it's something that I even relate to, because as a person, as a personality, I'm very hardworking person. So I want to see it in our students as well, because talents are not enough. You know, you can screw your talent. You need perseverance. You need this confidence and, continuous effort to improve your talent and to become successful.
And do you think being competitive and try to be perfect will affect student in a bad way, or will it affect student in a good way?
Being competitive is good. It's always good to have a sense of competition, but you always have to have this integrative value in your mind that you can achieve certain heights by competing, by being the best version of yourself. However, not at the cost of someone else's peace or someone else's health. Okay, so you have to always care about people, move forward, but help the others move with you. So that's why when we talk about our fifth value, ambition, it can be, it's a very ambiguous word. It can be interpreted both in a positive way and a negative way. So I always tell the students that, think about it, you can be an ambitious scientist and you can dream of creating a weapon of mass destruction. And that is not something to do with integrity. So ambition and integrity kind of have to complete each other. And that is why definitely you have to be competitive. You have to try to become the best version of yourself and to help your friends to become best versions of themselves, but not hurting others,
Yes.
Just moving through your own life. Yeah.
Looking forward, do you think AI, artificial intelligence, will replace teachers? And what do you think about it? Will this happen in LANDAU School?
Everyone is asking about this, students, teachers. I don't think AI will ever replace teachers, not completely. Although the AI tools have become, I guess, a very important part of both students and teachers' life. It cannot replace it 100%, because when we were talking about emotional intelligence, emotions belong to humans. So we need to interact. I can give you one example. During the pandemic, around 6 months, we were fully remote as a school.
Yes.
And I remember that we, both students and teachers, all of us have experienced lots of mental health problems because we were not communicating. So I believe that communications is essential, and AI just can be a useful tool in making our progress in learning, in making learning more interesting and maybe faster, but definitely not replacing.
Not replacing teachers or other jobs too?
It's quite interesting. I took a book from our library. It was about some AI essentials or something. And I took it and then realized that it was written in 2020. So it's 5 years old, and a lot of things have changed since that time. Definitely in 2026, millions of people are using at least ChatGPT. So it was a bit out of date, but I decided that if I took this book, I should read it. And then there was a prediction, as you said. The book predicted that by 2025, around 70% of all the jobs in the world will be taken by AI. And but the time I took the book was 2025. So I did my small research, and no, it hasn't been the case. Yes, it was around, I guess under 30%. It kind of impacted all jobs around the world, but it's definitely not 70%. So predictions are a bit, it's not 100%. We don't know what will happen. We know that AI is taking over a lot of aspects of our lives, but predictions can go wrong. So I do not certainly believe that everything will be, conquered by robots and AI. It's a bit, we will see. We will see.
Yes.
When people are stressed, they love to exaggerate, actually. That's what
Exactly. Yeah. When, for example, if there's bad news that the world is collapsing, the wars will happen, everyone believes it, even if it's not reliable.
Yeah.
But when we say that everything will be fine, things will go right, and economy will be restored, people don't believe, unfortunately.
Exactly.
That's a psychology.
If you could send one message to your future students 10 years from now, what it would be?
I would advise all LANDAU students to go and to conquer life. Just live life to the fullest. Learn like crazy. Don't stop yourself. Learn a lot. Life is about, it's a tough journey, and you need to learn every step, every milestone of your life. You need to grow. So do not quit. Sometimes you will be demotivated, but quitting is the least option you want to opt for. Just stand up and go again. Persevere and thrive. That's my message.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And me personally, I think analyzing is also important. And yesterday I've read an article that people can't analyze anything anymore because of AI, and people don't usually analyze anything. Do you think that students lately stopped analyzing things?
Analyzing. Analysis is actually linked to your critical thinking. And critical thinking is part of our curriculum. So we actually teach it. You have done it already, and you are doing your GCSEs, and it's all about critical thinking. Every subject, every question that you start researching and then you do your exams, it's all about critical thinking. So I do not think that critical thinking is dead and that people are not analyzing. It's not correct, because we all have brains. We just need to make our brains work. When it comes to technology taking over, yes, maybe our memories start failing us because 30 years ago people were remembering each other's phone numbers, and now nobody cares. So maybe in such a sense, yes, our memories are failing us a bit, but definitely not critical thinking. As long as you study, learn and grow, your brain will function normally, and your analytical skills will be fine.
What lesson did you learn as a hard way during your first year as a principal?
What lesson? Okay, let me think about it. Okay, this is the funny one, but never take students to any event before lunch, because they will be hungry. And when they are hungry, they can be angry. So first feed the students so that they're not, they're not thirsty, not hungry, and then take them to events. Because it has happened that in our first year, we had a big event in Zabitler Park outside, and we took them at around 11 o'clock, and they were getting hungry and then thirsty. And I remember we decided to bring water bottles so that they could at least drink water. And the water bottles were, snatched in the middle of the park. This was both funny, but then I told myself we will never, ever have students hungry attending events again. So that was very funny. Yeah.
And has a student ever managed to change your perspective on some important issue?
Actually, yes. I can tell there's a funny one. So when I was a teacher, there was one student and he was not taking my lesson seriously. So he was just slacking, not studying. So I brought him to my room and I said that let's talk. Why don't you study? What will happen to you? You have a future ahead. You need to study, and not only my lesson. You're failing all your subjects. So come on, shake up, start learning. And then he told me that, Miss, you worry about me so much. So calm down, relax. I will be fine. I will graduate. I will enter the university. I will build my life. relax. So it was kind of a subliminal message to me that I was panicking, and it was kind of spreading. So I realized that no, you can help and direct people, but you cannot feel bad about them. This is a very important thing. So I changed my perspective due to that student. If he remembers me, I don't know, it was long ago. And then the second one, it would be about student mental health, because I've seen a lot of students struggle due to exams. Your exams are coming, I know how nervous students can get. And if before we were telling that, you need to go succeed, do your best, now we're telling that it's not the end of the world, and you can always resit the exams. You can always, strive in a different way. Your mental health is more important than your studies. That is what changed my perspective.
And for example, a week ago we had our mocks, and me personally, I was stressing a lot, and I even had to book a doctor's appointment. But another case that, for example, our teachers told us that last year, 9th graders stressed more than us, because when in this room, we were so chill, we were like so relaxed, and our teachers didn't know whether it's good or bad. How do you think, is it good or bad?
Of course, the reason why we have so many internal exams in school, sometimes students complain that so many exams, why do we have so many exams? But the reality is that those exams are preparing you for the real exam. And the more exams you do internally, the more ready you will be doing an external exam. And if you generalize, your university life will be much, much easier. And the alumni who are coming back to visit school, when we ask them about their exams, their semester exams, they are all attesting to that. They're saying that we are so confident because we've done so many exams at school that even our professors noticed that our approach to exams are different. So practice makes perfect. But yes, we are also definitely, we want you to be relaxed. We don't want you to stress during the exams.
So do you think grades define the student's knowledge?
No, I don't think that letter grades or percentages define your knowledge or your ability to think or analyze. These are just the outcomes. So when we actually do assessments at school, we have two types of assessments. Assessment of learning, which is the exam, which gives us certain numbers and letters, but that is for statistics because there are too many students. We cannot, use a reporting for every student. It will not give us the statistics that we want. But then we have assessment of learning. And this is where we give long feedbacks. We talk to students. We tell them their weak sides, their strengths, their weaknesses. So that is why it's completely different. And the answer is no. It should not define a student, and it should not define success.
So the next question is, what is something that students think a principal job is about, but it's totally wrong?
I don't know. I cannot think of, instead of students, they never told me. But I guess their expectation sometimes is that the principal or head of school is all-knowing, that they automatically assume everything. But we don't read minds, and no teachers read minds. So sometimes you have to just communicate and say your problems so that we can understand. And I hope we are approachable enough for you to just to approach and say about it. So yes, we are not all-knowing, and unfortunately we cannot solve all the problems. And sometimes the job of a head of school is to create a favorable, a safe environment for teachers and students to thrive.
Yeah.
So that the learning can take place and teaching can take place, and everyone should be relaxed, chill, and that's our role. But we cannot go into every details.
Okay, thank you. And do you have any writer who shaped you as an individual?
Ooh. I love reading books, fiction books as well. I cannot now remember a specific author. Let me just think about it. Maybe Ray Bradbury, because he has an interesting history of not attending school. He never attended school, and but despite the fact he's very well known and he has written many books which have become best-selling books. And why it happened? Because he spent most of his time in the library reading. So he was a person who self-studied and learned a lot. And why I liked him, and he didn't exactly shape me, but his books, even some of his books are dystopian, but they give you hope. So this is what I liked about him, because in every he writes science fiction, but in every story he has a message to humanity, which I really like.
And what about Russian literature? Do you like it? And if yes, which writer do you like the most?
There are lots of memes about Russian literature being very dramatic.
Exactly.
And people realizing now that how could they teach it at school, because it's very sad and tough. I like Russian literature, and I like the fact that I can read it in Russian language. In which language it was written. I will not name certain authors, but it's very deep. I would say that even when you take the same book, doesn't matter if the author is Russian or English or American. If you take the same book and read it in English and Russian and Azerbaijani, it gives you different vibes, because every language has its own way of passing the emotions to you. So Russian could be very, very emotional, and then English would be very, very logical, and Azerbaijani probably would feel very, very close because you read it in your own native language. So yes, I think every piece of literature, doesn't matter which country, but it should be respected, because there's an author behind it, and the author has poured his heart into it, and he's delivering a certain message to the readers.
I agree with the point where you read in different languages and it feels different, because, for example, when I read White Nights, which is like really sad, in Russian it was like really sad, and when I read it in English it was really comforting. That's why.
And I'm impressed that a grade 9 of Landau School reads Dostoevsky. So that's an achievement. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you so much.
If you would be a student of Landau School, as us, 14 or 15 years old, what would you do?
What would I do? I thought about it once. I was comparing the school I went to and Landau School, and I really felt proud of how much schools and education have changed since that time, since I was in school. So I would definitely be a happy person, happy student, not complaining one. I would go around and visit library often, because in our times we had lack of books, but you guys have a big, rich library to take books from. And then I would definitely love my studies, because the books are quite interesting. And I would probably, like you guys, hate detentions and maybe office visits to campus heads. I don't know if I would be a troublemaker or not. I used to have certain problems at school. I will not tell about it. But I would also be happy to be a part of this community.
Thank you so much for coming here today and giving your advices. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, and I wish good luck to you in your next podcasts.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a great experience.
And if you stayed till here, thank you so much for attention.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay tuned.